Alright, Healing with Sam, episode 2. Hope you're all well, hope you're feeling good, hope you're enjoying this madness that we're all part of. So I ended the last episode talking about that point where I realised, I could probably just heal myself, and that will be the start of where we go in this next episode. However, I missed out an important part of the story, which I probably should bring in because there's definitely lessons. There's definitely lessons to be taken from this part of the journey. So I spoke to last time about that period when I was 20 of just the mind haranguing me, you're gonna die, death, coming through that, learning to reprogram the mind, understanding the power of the mind. So this really got put to the test the following 2 years, between 21 and 23. So I came back from university at 21, having spent the last 3 years not taking good care of myself, smoking a lot of weed, drinking a lot of drinks, not doing physio as I should have been, not taking my meds as I should have been, and it took its toll. So the following 2 years, I deteriorated quite rapidly, quite savagely. I had to work hard to try and maintain any semblance of health and fitness that I was holding on to physically and mentally. So I remember I was swimming a lot at the time. Say I could swim 30 lengths one day. If I didn't go the next day I went after that, I wouldn't be able to swim 2 lengths, more than 2 lengths without just... So yeah, it was a lot of physical struggle, physical work and effort, and also mental, sort of telling myself the whole time, like, no, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to get better. But all the while I'm just going down. Yeah, to the point where my lung function reached as low as 30%, which is low. Once you get to 20%, that's when they'll put you on the transplant list for a lung transplant. So I was not looking good. Throughout that time, I'm just staying resolute in my mindset, like, no, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to do this. I'm coming back to health, I'm getting my lung function back up. But the reality was quite the opposite, to the point where I came very close to giving up on that, to sort of giving up hope and to conceding, I don't think I am. I don't think I am coming through this. I don't think I am coming back. This might be me. But yeah, luckily at about 23, something changed, something switched, and I did start climbing back up and rising and feeling good again. So from that point, everything sort of changed. Whereas previously I'd been having to have oral antibiotics like several times a year, IV antibiotics in hospital, once, twice, 3 times a year. So from that point at 23, I'm now 32, I haven't had IV antibiotics once. The amount of times I have oral antibiotics has just decreased. Basically, any time I feel a sort of deterioration in the health of my chest, I'm just like, no, I feel good. My chest is good. I'm good. And yeah, generally I am. So I think there's 2 important takeaways from that sort of period. One, brushing up against death, very much sort of being faced with the reality of your mortality, the reality of death. Having to confront that, having to really acknowledge that and sit with that. I gained so much from that. I've got such a zest and an appreciation for life because of that period, because of this having to confront the reality of your mortality and really considering the fact that, I might die. And this is something that's come up again recently where I'm at in my journey right now, which we'll catch you up to over these episodes. I had to confront that again. I had a big drop in lung function again recently, and I had to really confront, wow. I actually recommend that people really take a bit of time to just sit and be present, really hold that idea, that possibility, the reality of death, of you not being here anymore, of all of this we get to experience just gone. And then open your eyes again and look around and look how astounding it is, look how unbelievably and beautiful and incredible it is that we get to enjoy this, So that's one big takeaway. And then also, of course, the power of the mind. That really sort of cemented within me my belief in the power of the mind and the power of belief. And from there, for the next sort of 4 years, up until the point where I started thinking, I could probably just heal myself, I was going up. It was a great time in my life, relationships, friendships. I had the clothing company at the time, so there was purpose, goals that I was working towards. Just everything in my life was very conducive to being joyful. And obviously coming through that sort of tough period of 2 years where I'm going down to then life again, to the point where I'm getting fitter and healthier. And then at 25, 26, something like that, I did a triathlon. So yeah, I'd really come from down there to back up again, life. Yeah, really cool. And obviously all that joy is very conducive to thinking more of the kind of thoughts you want to be thinking, more of the sort of belief you want to be embodying. So during that time, I shift from thinking, I'm going to live to 40, I'm going to live to 50, I'm going to live to 100, and then eventually, but I could probably actually just heal myself. The power of the mind is quite something. During that time, I had countless sort of experiences that really drilled home the reality of that to me. You know, it became very real to me just how powerful the mind is, what we can create with our thoughts, how much control we can exert over internal and external reality to some extent. Yes and no. And that's an important part of this journey of healing. If you're healing from anything, the mental aspect of it, the psychological aspect, how you're viewing that. How are you using your thoughts? How are you using your mind to direct where you want to go, how you want this to unfold? And then, of course, it's also about the physical reality, the emotional and the spiritual aspects as well. And as I've learned later on, combining all of these into one sort of, one of these for healing. But that was that period where I really learned to sort of harness the power of the mind. And then once we get into this next phase, this 27, 28, and the belief like, I could actually just heal. This is when we started opening up into the emotional and the spiritual. And so that's where we'll take it from in next week's episode, to that point which I said we were starting at this week, of like, I can probably just heal myself. And then things really get interesting. So I'll see you there for that one. Have a wicked week. Love to you all.